The anime adventures community is back at it again, folks. They got mad over comments on the internet and now they're going full attack mode. In today's video, we'll just kind of be discussing the recent drama that went on, I think Friday night. As of recording this, it's now Sunday. I kind of wanted to wait a little bit before making a video because even though I'm drama farming a little bit, there was some really serious stuff that they were throwing around, and I kind of wanted to wait and see if the anime Vanguards devs had any response, but so far it just seems like they ignored it, rightfully so. So I think now's a good time to make a video, kind of discussing everything and going over it all. But with all that out of the way, let's just go over the drama and see what's been going on. So Friday night, Anime Adventures actually dropped their Update 20 trailer, and personally, I will make a video on this separately, but personally, I think it was a mess. I think this update was just a little bit of everything. I don't think they had a clear idea of what they wanted to do this update, and they just sort of threw together some popular units that people wanted, or wanted like a second evolution of, or you know, whatever the case may be. It was just a mess, personally. And after posting that, actually, both the Anime Vanguards and Anime Adventures Discords went crazy. And then after that, one of the Anime Vanguards devs actually posted in sub-announcements, I think? Let me check. It was, yep. So it was Paisive. So Paisive posted in sub-announcements and said something like, "Is our unit manager going to be copied this update finally?" I'll put a screenshot on screen. And that made everyone go absolutely crazy. I mean, genuinely, I know Anime Vanguards and Anime Adventures players are kind of chronically online, but both servers went absolutely crazy. Both servers had to get locked down for a while. Even the Anime Vanguards server, I don't know if it got nuked or if one of the mods or devs maybe messed with the channel perms, but some of the channel perms and the rules or like informations channel got messed up, and people were spamming in there too. And you had people from both Discords spamming in like the media channels and, you know, saying all sorts of stuff. But now here's where we get to the more serious part. I won't be including screenshots of any of this because one, I don't know if it's photoshopped or fake, and two, in context, it doesn't seem as bad as people are making it. And personally, even though I'm drama farming, I'm not going to encourage, or I'm not going to give that engagement, I guess, and make things worse. So I'm not going to post screenshots, but if you really want to know, you could honestly just go in like the Anime Adventures media channel and you'll see. But basically after all that happened, you had people in the Anime Adventures Discord basically trying to call Paisive a pedo. Very intense. They were going on their Instagram and I think harassing them. I don't know if they actually had comments on some of their posts or anything, but there's this whole image basically that got strung together trying to call Paisive like a pedo for jokes that they were seemingly making with some of their friends, which is crazy. And the screenshot itself also seems like it's 2 or 3 years old. Now personally, if you can't handle some nasty comments toward a game you like, so you need to take or even Photoshop an image from 2 or 3 years ago of someone joking with their friends, then I think that says a lot about the state of 1, the Anime Adventures community, and 2, the state of the game overall. If Anime Adventures players were smart, they would probably do what Anime Vanguards players did and actually give the devs criticism and show them, hey, if you're not going to make changes to your game, then we just aren't going to play. I mean, the whole reason that Anime Vanguards is doing so well right now, and shameless plug, I made a video on this if you want to go watch, but the whole reason the game is doing good right now is because they took so much criticism and they sort of pioneered in a very different direction than they originally were, because they were going in a similar direction, a similar path as Anime Adventures, and that just really wasn't working out, especially when Anime Adventures re-released. And so what they were forced to do, because the game used to average around 30 to 40k players before Anime Adventures re-released, and that's definitely not as much as it used to, but they still averaged big numbers. And then when Anime Adventures re-released, the game completely dropped. They did horrible. They were around like 5k players average, which is really crazy for a game that was so big. And they were 100% forced to start taking criticism and suggestions and go in a different direction, and in the end that made the game better. But now you have Anime Adventures players who are kind of mad at the devs, but they can't really say that, so they get mad at other people for also saying criticism that they wish they had the courage to say almost. It's really weird. I feel like a lot of Anime Adventures players agree with the criticism, but they're too proud or they have too big of an ego to actually admit it, so they just take it out on other people. And now you saw Anime Adventures drop to around 30 to 20k players, well, last update technically, and still no people were really giving criticism. The quality of life this update is really just a big copy of Anime Vanguards. I mean, it's very clear that the Anime Adventures community has now been put in a similar situation as the Anime Vanguards community was, but they're going in such a different direction that I really don't think the game is going to have a comeback like Anime Vanguards did. If you have to throw around such serious accusations instead of directly going to the devs and saying, hey, your game needs to be fixed, we have this we want fixed, you need to do something about this, you know, just giving suggestions, then that's on you. And that says number one, that again, the community is too proud to actually go to the devs and give them these criticisms to make their own game better. And two, that nothing probably will change in the end. You have to remember that both games, regardless of whether you even play both of them, you could play Anime Last Stand or something. Whether you play either games, whether you prefer one of the games, you have to realize that both games make good money. Both games, for tower defense games, make really good money. And now one of the games, Anime Adventures, is less inclined to actually make changes that will actually benefit the game. Right now, all they've really done, this update quality of life-wise, really just give you ugly models and copy of Anime Vanguard's quality of life. And if that's what you want, Anime Adventures community, then that's what you're gonna get. If you're not willing to actually stand 10 toes down and say, you need to change this or we are not going to play, we are not going to give you money, we are going to make videos, we're going to do this, then nothing's going to happen. And that's literally what the Anime Vanguards community did because of the situation that Anime Vanguards was in. The game was seen as such a big Anime Adventures copy that it was held to such high standards, higher than Anime Adventures holds themselves to, that when Anime Adventures re-released, they had to go even higher than that and really surpass people's expectations. And I want that to sink in, that originally when the game released, it was held to high expectations, but now Anime Adventures themselves are not even held to those same expectations. How is that fair? How does that make any sense logically, that now the game is more of like a glorified Anime Adventures, yet Anime Vanguards is getting all the slack and all the criticism right now? And again, throwing around such serious accusations just because you can't set your pride and ego aside to admit that your game needs changes. Overall, it's just a mess. Again, I will have a separate video discussing the Anime Adventures update, because I think that's just a whole other mess that I can talk about another time. But overall, I think this drama from the Anime Adventures side is just really stupid. You know, the players themselves are too scared to actually speak up against the devs, and it's really showing in the game itself, and even how the community reacts to things like this. And I'm not surprised, honestly, that this is how the Anime Adventures community still is. Overall, I hope that sort of explained the drama well enough to you. There's not really much else to cover. The TLDR is really just that the Anime Adventures community got mad, so they had to throw around very serious accusations that one could be photoshopped, and two, if it's real, out of context. Both out of context, it's like a 3 or 2-year-old screenshots, and it seems like they were joking with their friends. And considering that some of those Anime Adventures players needed Balboa to make like 10 videos just to stop playing Type Soul, I don't think they're in any position to be throwing around stuff like that. If you can't stop playing a game after 1 or 2 videos with solid concrete evidence showing that someone likes kids, I don't think you get to sit there and Photoshop or string together images and accuse someone of that. But again, that's just me. If you liked this video, if you thought I was getting a little bit messy and you enjoyed, then as always, you can subscribe, like the video, you can share it with someone who doesn't really know what happened, honestly, on Friday. Again, not much has happened since then, but if there is something else that happens, I don't think there will be though, I will make a video, but again, I highly doubt it. And let me know down below, do you think Anime Adventures is finally cooked? Do you think the community might be the final nail in the game's coffin?